The success of bad people is one of the most frustrating paradoxes of human existence. We grow up with the idea that good is rewarded and evil is punished, yet we see individuals who lie, manipulate, exploit, and oppress others rising to power, gaining wealth, and securing influence. We see ruthless leaders, corrupt businessmen, and deceitful individuals reaching heights that ethical people often struggle to attain. This contradiction forces us to ask, does success favor the ruthless? Is morality an obstacle in the pursuit of power? Or is there a deeper, more complex explanation? This question has haunted philosophers, theologians, and thinkers for centuries, leading to conflicting conclusions. Some argue that morality is ultimately self-defeating in a world that rewards aggression and deception. Others believe that while immoral people may achieve short-term success, they suffer in deeper, less visible ways. Ultimately, the question of why bad people succeed is tied to how we define success itself. To understand why bad people often succeed, we must first explore what success actually means. In most societies, success is measured by external achievements, power, money, status, and influence. These are limited resources, meaning that people often compete for them. And in any competition, those who are willing to break the rules, take unethical shortcuts, and remove moral obstacles tend to have an advantage. Niccolò Machiavelli, in The Prince, argued that rulers cannot afford to be purely virtuous if they wish to maintain power. He suggested that deception, cruelty, and manipulation are sometimes necessary tools of leadership. In Machiavelli's view, morality is only useful if it serves a leader's interests. Otherwise, it is a weakness. Many who succeed in politics, business, and social hierarchies embody this Machiavellian approach, adapting their morality to serve their ambition rather than allowing morality to restrict them. In contrast, truly ethical individuals are often constrained by principles that prevent them from exploiting others. They might hesitate before taking advantage of someone, resist deception, or refuse to betray their own values, even when doing so would grant them an advantage. This makes them vulnerable in systems where success is determined by strategic aggression rather than moral virtue. A common belief across cultures and religions is that justice prevails, that good people will be rewarded and bad people will be punished. The idea of karma, divine judgment, or cosmic balance reassures us that even if bad people succeed temporarily, they will ultimately face consequences. However, from a materialist or existentialist perspective, there is no inherent cosmic law that guarantees fairness. The universe operates on cause and effect, not morality. Success in a worldly sense is determined by strategy, intelligence, opportunity, and often sheer luck. Many bad people succeed simply because they are in the right place at the right time, willing to do what others will not. In The Republic, Plato presents the character of Thrasymachus, who argues that justice is merely the advantage of the stronger. In his view, those who wield power define what is right, and morality is a tool used by the weak to restrain the strong. Socrates counters this by claiming that true justice is tied to the well-being of the soul. But if we look at history, Thrasymachus' argument seems disturbingly accurate. Power often shapes morality rather than the other way around. This raises a difficult question. Is morality merely a social construct that benefits the weak, or does it have an inherent value beyond external success? Another reason bad people succeed is that immoral behavior is not always immediately obvious. Many unethical individuals cultivate an appearance of charm, intelligence, and charisma. They manipulate others into trusting them, presenting themselves as strong, confident, or visionary leaders. In competitive environments, traits such as assertiveness, ambition, and decisiveness are often rewarded. However, these traits can easily slide into arrogance, selfishness, and ruthlessness. Many unethical individuals become successful because they're willing to make tough, unpopular decisions that others hesitate to make. They take risks without fearing the moral consequences, allowing them to seize opportunities before more ethical competitors can react. Additionally, society itself often rewards these behaviors. In corporate settings, profit-driven cultures may promote those who cut corners, exploit workers, or manipulate numbers to boost performance. In politics, leaders who use fear, division, and misinformation can gain a strong following. Many bad people succeed because the structures they operate within reward their methods rather than punishing them. While bad people may achieve external success, does this guarantee happiness or fulfillment? Philosophers like Aristotle argued that true success is not measured by wealth or power, but by eudaimonia, a state of deep well-being achieved through virtue. By this definition, bad people may succeed in worldly terms, but fail in achieving a meaningful, satisfying life. The Stoics, including Seneca and Marcus Aurelius, warned that unethical individuals may appear successful, but are often tormented internally. A life built on lies, manipulation, and exploitation requires constant vigilance. Paranoia about betrayal, fear of losing power, and the absence of genuine relationships. Many historical figures who gain power through immorality, dictators, warlords, corrupt leaders, spent their final years in isolation, fear, or disgrace. The Russian novelist Fyodor Dostoevsky explored this theme in Crime and Punishment, where the protagonist, Raskolnikov, commits a murder believing he can justify it intellectually. However, he finds himself plagued by guilt, unable to escape the psychological consequences of his actions. This suggests that even if society does not punish bad people, their own conscience, or the existential weight of their choices, may do so. However, this argument is not entirely satisfying. Some immoral people seem to experience no guilt, no regret, and no inner turmoil. Psychopaths, for example, can succeed precisely because they lack the emotional burdens that come with guilt or empathy. Does this mean that morality only matters for those who possess a conscience? And if so, does that make moral suffering a kind of self-inflicted disadvantage? Perhaps the true paradox is not that bad people succeed, but that our definition of success is flawed. If we measure success solely in terms of power, money, or status, then immorality may be an advantage. But if success is understood as a life well lived, rich in meaning, connection, and inner peace, then morality remains essential. History remembers figures not just for their achievements, but for the impact they left behind. Those who succeed through cruelty may gain temporary dominance, but those who succeed through integrity leave legacies that outlast them. True success is not only about external rewards, but about the kind of person one becomes. So why do bad people succeed? Because the world rewards ambition, power, and cunning more than it rewards kindness, fairness, and virtue. But whether their success is meaningful or worth the cost is a question that remains open.